May I have your attention briefly, please? This is just a reminder. We'll get started in a few minutes, but ask everyone to please turn off their cell phones. And in the unlikely event of a fire or other emergency, Boston College and the local fire department require that all occupants evacuate the tent. Please take note of where you can exit safely. Should the fire alarm sound, please calmly follow the directions of the event staff. And we'll get moving in a few minutes. Thank you. Welcome the faculty and class of 2022. I ask you to please remain standing for the invocation delivered by Mein Kim Fem, class of 2022.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please join me in a quiet moment of prayer. Our loving God, how wonderful are the works of your hands. As we gather here today to celebrate a step forward into the new places, with new people and new experiences, we will not forget blessings that you have showered on us. We pray for our professors who have so richly loved and cared for us, even at our worst. And for our families who have cheered and supported us on our journey and stood by our side through the many bumps on the road. This day, we especially thank God for the friends we have found among our classmates. Chúng con xin tạ ơn Chúa trong ngày lễ ra trường hôm nay. Xin thần khí Chúa tiếp tục đồng hành và hướng dẫn chúng con trên con đường mới, để chúng con khôn ngoan lựa chọn con đường đúng nhất theo thánh ý Chúa, và cho chúng con biết sống tinh thần phục vụ tha nhân trong cuộc đời chúng con. Dear God of joy and hope, we thank you for this time of graduation. Give us courage and strength to face the challenges of carrying out a place in society where we strive for peace and living in service and gratitude. Help us to enliven hope in the world and bring the light of your wisdom to all. May the Holy Spirit guide us as we unfold the next chapter of our lives. Amen.
Please be seated. It's my honor to introduce Dean Gautam Yadama, who will extend a welcome and remarks on behalf of the faculty, staff, and administrators of the School of Social Work. Dean Yadama.
Good afternoon, everyone. The faculty, staff, and I welcome you, graduates, families, and significant others, to the 2022 Boston College School of Social Work's graduation ceremony. A warm welcome as well to our special guest speaker, Dr. Desmond Patton from Columbia University School of Social Work. More about him a little later. Graduates of the class of 2022, what a beautiful day of graduation and celebration, and the great weather today. Congratulations to you all and a job well done. The faculty, staff, and I commend your grit and resolve to overcome so many challenges these past few years to reach this day where you're all sitting. How about a round of applause to all our graduates? Every one of you, lest you forget, every one of you is graduating today knows that your accomplishments here at the School of Social Work and at Boston College are in a significant way because of your hard work, but also due to the support, encouragement, and sacrifices made by your families, partners, and friends. Graduates, please join me in showing them our deep and sincere appreciation. And then our faculty and staff are second to none. They've designed, crafted, and delivered the curriculum, courses, advising, and the field placements under very challenging and unprecedented times to ground you in the best practices of macro and clinical social work. Graduates, join me in thanking them for their contributions to your education and professional growth. Four years ago, or maybe a little farther back, we announced our strategic directions to the world and to all here. Today, I share with you our achievements thus far. We reached significant milestones despite the pandemic, but also because of the pandemic. We doubled down on our innovations in social work with Black and Latinx communities. We are partnered with health, social service, and school systems to increase the number of licensed social workers to address critical needs of our young and their families. We expanded our school-wide equity, justice, and inclusion initiatives with widespread and deep participation. We have grown and strengthened our global practice interventions and their implementation in Sub-Saharan Africa, South Asia, and Latin America. And we are responding to the compound needs of our families and children here at home, in our gateway cities, at the border, in the workplace, and among the newly arriving Afghan families through new partnerships. Indulge me as I invoke Marcus Aurelius to characterize the manner of our approach in the midst of this pandemic. The impediment to action advanced action, and what stood in the way became the way. The urgency of translating knowledge to address complex social challenges here at home and in the world, in partnership with communities, practitioners, and allied disciplines, is rooted in the history of the Boston College School of Social Work. In 1939, Dean Father Walter McGuinn crystallized the translational challenge in this way. He said, despite scientific discoveries and inventions, despite the avalanche of scholarly research, the social problem in its essence is still far from solution. Subsequently, in 1945, soon after the war, Dean Dorothy Book wrote, "The problems of the post-war period will be varied and complex in nature, and the social worker will be concerned with the problems not only in our national life, but in the international scene as well. The rehabilitation of stricken countries, the return of displaced persons, problems of health and reestablishment of communities are confronting the social worker now," Dean Dorothy Book said in 1945. Well, such concerns are still relevant and animate our strategic directions, the research and curricular innovations of our staff and faculty, and lend relevance to the milestones the school has achieved thus far. The COVID pandemic has laid bare our strengths, vulnerabilities, and capabilities. Our social work students and alumni have been at the forefront of securing food, shelter, income, and mental health in our communities hit hardest. Social workers, social service agencies are addressing the inequalities laid bare by the pandemic in our Black and Latinx communities. Loss of jobs and livelihoods, lack of food, homelessness, rising mental illness. These are the challenges on the front line. And this frontline work has reaffirmed the vital role of the social work profession and the decision of many students and all of you to become professional social workers. We as a school and our students have found new meaning, purpose, and a greater urgency to work toward a better and more just world. Crises have a way of focusing our attention on what is fundamental: human dignity. As a school, we are channeling our efforts to secure human dignity with imagination, courage, and grit, and make every life meaningful and worth living. All of you graduating today are vital to that mission of improving people's lives here in Boston and around the globe. Congratulations again on your achievements and your commitment to the common good. Let me invite Samira to provide her greetings.
Okay, I have to say, this was on the top of my cap, but it fell off. Okay, so I'm a little nervous, so if I go too fast, just tell me to slow down. Okay. Thank you. Greetings to faculty, staff, families, and especially the social work graduates. My name is Samira, and I am a 3- and 4-year student, AKA part-time student. Sorry, Liz. So I want to first acknowledge and give props to the class of 2022. During a worldwide pandemic, during a time when there were empty grocery shelves and fights over toilet paper and paper towels, we showed up. Students, unpaid interns, showed up to ensure the most vulnerable among us were still being served, whether it was over Zoom, in an inpatient setting, in a hospital, a courthouse, or a shelter for the unhoused. We showed up. I started my first semester in fall of 2019. Like many of you, I was filled with anxiety, uncertainty, and insecurity. During the first class, Human Behavior in the Social Environment, my professor asked us to say our names and our pronouns. In my head, I was like, oh wait, where's the rest of my speech? Oh, it's in here, sorry. She's much more organized about it than I was. Sorry about that. In my head, I was like, pronouns? What does that mean? Not knowing what it meant and being too afraid to ask, I just copied what somebody else said. A couple of classes later, I got the nerve to ask my classmate what pronouns mean. With grace, she explained the importance of them and how to understand them. We have all had that experience of panic, of not knowing and not wanting to ask for help. We stay silent because maybe we're from Appalachia, we don't want to be thought of as ignorant. Or we may be queer and we don't want to stand out. Or, like me, we're older and we don't want to seem like a relic. Whatever the reason is, staying silent keeps us from being vulnerable, and not being vulnerable keeps us from learning. There were many, many, many more times when I had no idea what people were talking about. But I eventually realized, many. I know I've asked most of you what Google Scholar is, where Canvas is, so, all right, thank you all. But what I eventually realized is to learn, I had to make myself vulnerable and allow myself to both know and not know. I had to risk being thought of as old or ignorant or behind the times, adjectives I did not want to have associated with my name. But once I allowed myself to lead with my curiosity and not with my fear, I learned a lot about gender identity, and not just gender identity, but cultural and racial identity. I even learned that BC resides on the ancestral and unceded lands of the Massachusetts people. Sitting in those first classes, I was also aware of being the only one. I was feeling trepidation being the only Black person and the only older person, and that added a layer of pressure to stay silent. Mainly because I was managing other people's assumptions of me. I stayed silent for a long time. Okay, I know that's hard for most of you to believe, but I did. But once I saw the value in my only one status, I found my voice. Being the only Black woman in class meant I could articulate the importance of holding two ideas, that a Black 16-year-old is a boy in the home and a man on the streets. Being an older student meant that I could give perspective on history because I was alive when the Berlin Wall fell. And I remember where I was during 9/11. And I also remember when the internet was dial-up and Google didn't exist. But being the one and only is hard. But your one and only voice needs to be the loudest because it is the most important. Whether you're the only Black queer man, the only cis Asian woman, the only white trans individual, the only Black Latina, or the only poor white identifying person, your perspective is valuable. The summer of 2020 hit us like a ton of bricks. The video of the murder of George Floyd went viral in a matter of days. At the same time as the protest about racial injustice was sweeping across the world, AAPI hate was running rampant. Across the country, Asian Americans were being subjected to random acts of violence and discrimination. During that summer, I was in class with an Asian American woman, Maureen. On the first day of class, she sent me a Zoom message asking me if I was okay. I did not know her, and this was the first time I'd ever seen her. We struck up a casual friendship because we were in a group together. Eventually, Maureen and I began chatting outside of class. One day I said to Maureen, "Asians are model minorities because." I was about to give my reasoning and she stopped me dead in my tracks and said, "That is a harmful stereotype that perpetuates negative relationships between Asians, Black people, and other people of color." I, with pure unbridled arrogance and childlike petulance, said, "No, it doesn't." At the same time, I crumbled inside from embarrassment that I had made such an insensitive and racist comment that I didn't even know was insensitive and racist. But that was the beginning of a conversation, not the end. By the way, Maureen sent me flowers as a congratulations. She graduated 2 years ago. Invariably, when we engage with cultures with which we are unfamiliar, we are going to say something stupid or racist, and likely both. However, the next generation of social workers, as the next generation of social workers, we must have the kind of humility and vulnerability to say, "I don't know." A majority of this class are white identifying, yet 13.4% of the population is Black, 7.2% are AAPI, 1% are Indigenous, and a whopping 18.7% are Latinx. And according to a new Gallup poll, an unprecedented 15% of Gen Zers identify as LGBTQ+. The populations we encounter are likely going to be peoples whose identities and cultures we are not familiar with. To be of service to them, we must maintain a level of not knowing and being okay with not knowing. We must embrace being invulnerable and acknowledge that what we have read in our textbooks may not, in fact, be the experiences of the people we serve. What I learned from school, Maureen, and Instagram is you cannot be an ally in silence. If you have a louder voice than I do, if you have a bigger platform than I do, you must use it. Awareness of an issue is not enough. As social workers, to truly be of service, we must also take action to advocate on behalf of others. And while we draw strength and inspiration from our social work history, we must not cling to what was, but instead forge a path of what can be. To do so, however, and to do so effectively, we must allow ourselves to be vulnerable and also to lead with curiosity. So, thank you very much, and congratulations to the class of 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Samir. You need, what do you need? This one? Oh. Thank you, Samira, for those remarks. They're not just for today, but they're for us every day to be remembering and then acting on them. Thank you. It's my privilege to introduce our guest and speaker, Dr. Desmond Upton, Patton. He's professor at the Columbia School of Social Work and Department of Sociology at Columbia University in New York. He received his MSW from the University of Michigan and his PhD from the Crown School of Social Work, previously School of Social Service Administration at the University of Chicago. Broadly, his focus is on the role of technology and social media in the advance of public good. He is a public interest technologist who uses qualitative and computational data collection methods to examine the relationship between youth and gang violence and social media, how and why violence, grief, and identity are expressed on social media, and the real-world impact these expressions have on well-being for low-income youth of color. The SAFE Lab, founded by Professor Patton, draws on computational and social work approaches to research and use qualitative and natural language processing methods to understand the mechanisms of violence and ways to prevent and intervene in violence that occurs in neighborhoods and social media environments. One of the aims of the SAFE Lab is to also strengthen community-based organizations that are engaged in violence prevention efforts. Professor Patton is a familiar voice on this subject in print, radio, television, and online media outlets. He's continually thinking about new forms of social work practice in a technology and social media dense world. Therefore, it is not surprising that he's also the Senior Associate Dean for Academic Affairs and Curriculum Innovation at Columbia School of Social Work and is the Associate Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at the Data Science Institute at Columbia University. Writing in the TechCrunch, Greg Epstein said this about Dr. Patton: if big tech ever decided to hire a chief social work officer, he'd be a sought-after candidate. And believe me, he is sought after for very many different reasons, including these really path-breaking, cutting-edge work he's doing at the interface of technology and social work. Please give a warm welcome to Professor Desmond Patton, Upton Patton.
Samara, you're inspiring. Thank you. Thank you, Dean Yadama, the faculty, staff, and administrators for the opportunity to return to Boston College, one of our leading schools of social work that not only prioritizes equity, justice, and inclusion, but rather demands it and creates structures and opportunities and groundbreaking research to live it out as a social work imperative. Now, I know you must be sitting in the audience thinking, NYU got Taylor Swift, and well, you're stuck with me. Just shake it off, and I promise we won't have any bad blood. Now, on a more serious note, I must pay respect to the Massachusetts elders, past and present. We acknowledge the truth of violence perpetrated in the name of this country and make a commitment to uncovering that truth. My name is Desmond Upton Patton. I am a Black cisgender man who identifies as gay. I'm in an interracial marriage, and in my early years worked with a speech pathologist to help me with my speech impediment. Oh, and I love cupcakes. Sweet tooth aside, I am a social worker first, a social scientist and a public interest technologist. I'm a professor at Columbia University where I direct the SAFE Lab. I was born and raised in Gastonia, North Carolina, where barbecue is supreme. But I have to tell you, my path to the Ivy League has been anything but easy. With the support of my parents, Tyrone and Lisa, my sister Tori, my brother-in-law Ryan, our nephew Elliot, my aunts and uncles, my grandmother Ollie, and my amazing husband Jeffrey, and our puppy Jessie, this social safety net has always had my back, which makes life so much easier. I'm grateful for you. So I grew up in the Black Southern Baptist tradition, so bear with me. I want you to turn to your neighbor, look them in the eyes, and say, "You did that." Now look across the aisle to your family, friends, loved ones, community, all of whom have helped you get to this very point. Take them in. They helped you get here. Maybe there's someone who you need to thank who was no longer with us. Take a moment to thank them as well. They may not be here physically, but they can feel your gratitude. They're here with us as well, and they're proud of you. The community organizer, Fannie Lou Hamer, reminds us to never forget where we came from and always praise the bridges that carried us over. Now give those folks a wave and a clap. As I think about all you've accomplished, all you've been through, the word congratulations just doesn't seem like it's enough. The word can't possibly embody the sheer amount of pain, harm, worry, and doubt we all have experienced these last few years. Some might call what you have done to get to this day resilience, a word we love to throw around in social work. But that's not quite it either. Resilience is defined as the capacity to get over things quickly, to spring back. I don't know about y'all, but these co-occurring pandemics have me feeling like anything but a spring chicken. And yet, in moments when I feel a bit weary, I'm reminded of James Baldwin, who said, "Whoever said it can't be done are usually interrupted by those who are doing it." As newly minted social workers, you have done the work. You are doing the work. You will always do the work. The reality is that in a world at times feels so very dark, you are the light that peeks through the cumulus clouds to remind us that this too shall pass. This too shall pass. As I look across the audience, I am filled with hope and excitement because I know the kind of students you all have been and the kind of social workers you will be. You understand that topics surrounding privilege, oppression, race, and power are required for great social work practice. You know how to listen, when to step up, and how to use your voice, and when it's time to get out of the way to make room for others. And most importantly, you understand that social work without a focus on freedom, ain't social work at all. In my mind, you are innovative disruptors. What I know about social work is that we don't take no for an answer. We acknowledge harm, describe inequalities, process pain, search for solutions, think outside the box, and cherish self-care. We recognize the privilege that comes with the mental capacity to do all of this and can evaluate and dismantle policies, practices, and structures that uphold and perpetuate racism, bias, and oppressive systems. So I'm feeling really nostalgic today. I graduated from my MSW program 16 years ago at the University of Michigan. Go Blue. I remember sitting at graduation armed with this new degree at 24 years old and wondering, what in the world am I going to do with this degree? But what I didn't know then and what I clearly know now was that the answers always come. As I think back, what I believe was the best and most important thing I learned as a social work graduate student was to listen first and then act. Not the kind of listening where you're simply waiting to make your point, but rather the kind of listening that puts you in context, the kind of listening that tells you you may not be the expert and that you need to create space for those who are. The kind of listening that tells you to do your own work as opposed to asking minority or other marginalized folks to do the work for you. Listening is power. I learned how to be a better listener from a young Black girl named Jakira Barnes. I came to know Jakira in the wake of her death in 2014. She was shot 9 times just blocked from her home on the south side of Chicago. I learned about her story in a popular news article that called her the gun-toting gang girl of Chicago. As a violence researcher and a new tenure-track professor at the University of Michigan back then, I was eager to engage in innovative research that would catapult my career. The news article listed Jakira's Twitter handle, which at the time felt like a treasure trove of data and insights that might give us new information about root causes of gun violence or even help us to predict crime. I began to learn about the powers of artificial intelligence and decided to partner with data scientists to develop innovative tools to automatically detect aggressive and threatening posts on Twitter. But in all my eagerness, I allowed the news articles to capture my imagination, to paint a myopic and pathological picture of who Jakira was. You see, I could have dug deeper, asked complicated and nuanced questions, but in those early days, I was initially imbibing a toxic narrative of Jakira that would not only inform how I viewed her, but it would also impact how we interpreted and analyzed her data on Twitter, how I understood and perceived her family and friends, and how we built algorithmic systems. And importantly, what we would then do with that data and who might be involved in that process. So when you hear about bias in algorithms, well, this is exactly where it starts. But when you're a social worker, your true power lies in the realization that there's always another way. In death, Jakira forced me to see her differently. As I poured through her thousands of social media posts, she created a world for me that I needed help to see. She told a complex story, one filled with pain and trauma, joy and love. She was no longer the gun-toting gang girl in my eyes. She was a daughter, a best friend, someone who felt deep pain, loved hard, and wanted to protect her family. In death, Jakira became my teacher, imparting doses of wisdom in 140 characters or less that have become social work mantras for me, and I want to share a few with you all. First, be careful not to be trapped by the single narrative. Human beings are complex, adaptable, historical, and contextual. There is always more to know, to understand, to hear, to see, to be. Second, understand that expertise comes in different forms, shapes, bodies, histories, experiences, and modalities. Don't let pride or ego get in the way of seeing that. Third, true innovation includes reflexivity, the ability to not only critically reflect on oneself and how you see the world, but to use that knowledge to transform how others see the world too. Y'all, analyzing Jakira's life on Twitter has given me hope. We all need someone, some experience to help us uncover darkness in our lives that hinders us from being our full, authentic selves. You now have so many new tools to help others shine their light too. We need you now more than ever. You're entering the social work profession at a time of great anguish. The attacks on our collective human experience are numerous and endless. And I'm reminded that the time for justice is always right now. In our fight against violence, we continue to suffer from the sickness of hate. Hate that is anti-Black, anti-Asian, anti-immigrant, anti-Semitic, anti-Latinx, anti-LGBTQIA, and anti-reproductive health. And while the world, both big and small, might feel daunting as you leap into this busy and bold and complex profession, I want to remind you of what the great American poet Amanda Gorman told us all. While we might feel small and all alone, our people have never been more tightly tethered. The question is not, will we weather this unknown, but how we will weather the unknown together. Class of 2022, you are ready. You stand on the shoulders of giants who transformed those small boxes on Zoom and those treacherous mask-bound classes to share the very heart of social work practice. Folks like Dr. Samuel Bradley and Tyrone Parchment have innovated social work education by centering Afrocentric approaches and building leadership skills for social work in Black communities. Professor Rosalie Calvo has underscored the need for social work practice that is bilingual and bicultural because inclusion matters. Your training at Boston College is second to none, and I'm excited to see what you all accomplish. So, as someone who spends a massive amount of time pouring through social media data, I couldn't leave you all without insights from my Twitter community. So I crowdsourced thoughts on what to leave you with today, and so here are just a few ideas. Dirk Allen wants you to know, be creative. No degree gives you more opportunity for innovation than social work. Be fearless. Vanita Puri says, social workers are the consciousness of society. We need you more now than ever to support vulnerable and oppressed individuals and communities through positive social change. And Stephanie Meyer leaves you with, keep working towards upstream solutions and advocating for people and communities' empowerment to receive the resources that they need. And so my advice to you, take naps. Frolic, innovate, collaborate, advocate, inspire, listen, and disrupt. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Thank you, Dr. Upton, for your inspirational remarks. Now we will have the awards ceremony. 3 of the awards to be presented have been named after alumni of the School of Social Work: Rita Walsh, Helen J. Crowley, Leo Haley, and Reverend John Essien. The 4th award is in honor of Matthew Pisapia, former Director of Field Education. And the 5th award is representative of the extraordinary work of a student in Latinx communities. The Pisapia Award will be presented by Dr. Jessica Black, Chair of the Children, Youth, and Families Field of Practice. Dr. Scott Easton, Chair of the Health and Mental Health Field of Practice, will present the M. Rita Walsh Award. Dr. Christina Motz, Chair of the Older Adults and Families Field of Practice, will present the Crowley Award. Dr. Tom Cray, Chair of the Global Field of Practice, will present the Haley Essien Award. And Dr. Rothiel Calvo will present the Latinx Communities Award, followed by the Equity, Justice, and Inclusion Awards and the Dean's Leadership Awards.
Hello, all. Congratulations to you. The Matthew L. Pisapia Memorial Award has been established through gifts from family and friends in memory of Matthew Pisapia, Director of Field Education, from 1969 to 1984. This award is granted to 2 students who have demonstrated academic excellence and leadership in the field of children, youth, and families. The 2 awardees for this year are Eric Duchaine and Natasha Kaufman. Getting our steps in up here. Okay. Eric Duchaine is a stellar clinical children, youth, and families student with very strong skills. In his first-year internship that focused on improving services for transgender, in his final year internship that focused on improving services for transgender youth, Eric excelled in every task he took on and became an invaluable team member. Eric stood out in his incredible commitment to socially just, trauma-informed, and child-oriented clinical practice and research. According to his field supervisor, Eric is, quote, an incredibly bright, thoughtful, and kind person, clearly on a path to becoming a leader in child-family social work. Please join me in congratulating Eric as he receives this prestigious award. All right, Natasha? My line was come forward, but you're here, so we're good. Natasha Kaufman, a phenomenal macro children, youth, and family student, has been nominated for academic excellence and consistent standout performance in both first and final year placements. In her first year, Natasha was an exemplary team member of ongoing operation to engage and retain high-risk students and families in specialized programs during the height of COVID-19 isolation. A combination of skill and persistence resulted in above average rates of student retention and engagement. In her final year placement, Natasha worked closely with the executive director. He states that Natasha's commitment to the organization and the people within it was genuinely exemplary. She successfully took on a wide variety of projects, such as a revamped hiring onboarding strategy and a new social media strategy that will continue to impact the organization after her internship ends. Please join me in congratulating Natasha. Sorry.
Good afternoon. What a big tent. The M. Rita Walsh Memorial Award is presented to Megan Donnelly and Malika Palacios. The M. Rita Walsh Memorial Award was established by her sister, Mary Rule, and friend, Margaret Winnie, in memory of Mrs. Walsh, devoted alumna, class of 1940. This award is granted annually at graduation to 2 students who demonstrate excellence in their academic and field performance in health and mental health. Megan Donnelly. Megan received this award, and her field advisor wrote, "At McLean Hospital, in an inpatient unit that treats psychosis, Megan has been an exemplary student and professional who is self-reflective, thoughtful, and always puts her clients first. She prioritizes self-care and understands its value, taking care of herself so she can be better able to care for others. Meg has not only been a great advocate for her clients, but also a support to families trying to come to terms with their family members' mental illness." Congratulations, Megan. Malika Palacios. So congratulations to Malika. Her field advisor wrote, "She should be recognized for her adept clinical work with clients, her excellence in the classroom, and especially her striking ability to integrate her academic work into her field work with a passion for continuous learning. She's a deeply thoughtful, smart, and very hardworking student." Right? Right? She creates strong interpersonal connections with her clients and maintains a systems-focused and context-oriented lens. Please join me once again in congratulating both of these terrific mental health students.
Good afternoon. The Helen J. Crowley Memorial Award is presented to Diana Gallardettes. The Helen J. Crowley Memorial Award has been established through a gift from Dr. and Mrs. Solomon Burzin in memory of Mrs. Crowley, who is renowned for her devotion to the sick and their families, and is granted annually at graduation to a student who has made an outstanding contribution to the field of older adults and families. Diana has exemplified tremendous dedication and leadership, both academically in the field and as a member of the community. Diana was one of 5 students awarded the Spear Fellowship in Aging. She brought a wealth of experience to the classroom, as well as a great passion, skill, and commitment to her field work. We look forward to Diana's continued contributions as a gerontological social worker and aging advocate.
The Leo P. Haley and Reverend John Estienne Memorial Award is presented to Katie Pay. The Leo P. Haley and Reverend John Estienne Memorial Award has been established through a gift from Mary Hogan, former assistant to the Dean of the School of Social Work, and is named after two tragically short-lived graduates, one from Greater Boston and one from Nigeria, who were especially gifted in breaking down barriers to communication, justice, and peace. It is awarded annually to a student who has demonstrated academic excellence and leadership in global practice. Katie has been selected for this award in recognition of her academic excellence and her impactful work during her field placement on the mental health and psychosocial support team at Jesuit Refugee Service in Kampala, Uganda. As an intern, Katie supported the team to provide counseling, basic needs, and collaborative case management to promote health protection and human rights for urban refugees coming to Uganda from 8 neighboring countries. Congratulations, Katie.
Buenas tardes. The Latinx Communities Award is presented to Yorladi Corredor Pursifol. This award is given to a student in recognition of excellence in working with Latina populations in community-based settings. Este premio se da en reconocimiento a un estudiante que ha trabajado con excelencia con las comunidades latinas. Yorladi has worked tirelessly with recently arrived Hispanic immigrants' children and families in schools, clinics, and their homes. Yorladi has an uncanny ability to understand her clients' needs and how to best meet them while maintaining cultural and linguistic congruence. She also understands that sustainable change requires dismantling the barriers that prevent communities from accessing opportunities for advancement. She has worked with the community to ensure their access to such opportunities, such as education and healthcare. Yorladi ha trabajado desde hace muchos años con inmigrantes que han llegado hace poco a las comunidades. Ha trabajado en escuelas, en clínicas y en sus casas. Yorladi entiende como nadie las necesidades de sus clientes y cómo trabajar con ellos, pero respetando su cultura y su lenguaje. También entiende que para hacer cambio que se sostiene a largo plazo, hay que trabajar para desmantelar las barreras que previenen a las comunidades para acceder a oportunidades para mejorar. For her dedication, passion, and advocacy on behalf of Latinx communities, Yorladi is the recipient of the 2022 Latinx Communities Award. Felicidades, Yorladi.
I'd like to invite the following graduates to come to the stage. First, the Equity, Justice, and Inclusion Award winners, and then the Dean's Leadership Awards. For the Dean's Award for Equity, Justice, and Inclusion, Geralyn Baez and Abby Wilson. Please step forward. Geralyn Baez is receiving the award for her impactful work and leadership throughout her years at the school. Geralyn worked extensively with the Empowered to Empower student group and collaborated with faculty to institute changes focusing on equity, justice, and inclusion. Abby Wilson has been responsible for organizing numerous projects for the Equity, Justice, and Inclusion team. Her work has spanned everything from crafting policy proposals to working with the students to implement equity, justice, and inclusion initiatives within the school. I'd like to invite the recipients of the Dean's Leadership Award to step forward. Jason Madden, Teresa Marzilli, and Amira Walton. Jason has displayed outstanding leadership with the School of Social Work as the Student Collective Executive Coordinator. He's done remarkable work in his field placement at Boston Medical Center and as a student leader. Jason. Teresa has done outstanding work as a macro leader in our school and worked closely with the dean and faculty on projects to advance the inclusivity and the global focus of the School of Social Work. Teresa? Amira has been a strong visionary leader for the Umoja Student Group for students of color in the School of Social Work. She has built a supportive community developing programming that strengthened the alumni connection to students and foster connections throughout the pandemic. Amira. And now the moment you have been waiting for, the presentation of degrees by Dean Gautam Yadama. Susan Coleman, Assistant Dean of Field Education, will read the names of the graduates.
Please don't forget your card. Candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Social Work, Kimberly Hokinson. Kimberly was our 2022 doctoral degree recipient. Her dissertation title, Should I Stay or Should I Go Now? Turnover and Retention in Public Child Welfare. Kim will be hooded by her husband, Dr. Vincent Cho. Elizabeth Grunfeld. Dissertation title, Where the Hope Lies, Therapist Perspectives on Mental Health Recovery Work in Survivors of Sex Trafficking in the United States, a Qualitative Study. Liz will be hooded by dissertation co-chairs Tom Cray and Dr. Scott Easton. Candidates for the dual degree Master of Social Work and Master of Theology and Ministry, Claire Erlenborn. Antonio Taiga Gutierrez. Anna Rose Johansson. Mai Kim Pham. Candidates for the degree of Master of Social Work, Jason Madden. Samira Alana Makebe Bel Al-Gayi. Eric Duchaine. Natasha Kaufman. Megan Donnelly. Maleka Annalisa Palacio. Katie Stephanie Pay. Yoladi Surier Corridor Percival. Geralyn Baez. Abby Wilson. Teresa Marzilli. Amira Alyssa Walton. We have a long-standing tradition here at Boston College of allowing Boston College employees the opportunity to present their family members their diplomas. Diana Gagliardi. Diana will be presented with her diploma by her husband, Richard Gagliardi. Christina Lockhead. Christina will be presented with her diploma by her husband, Mike Lockhead. Ann Trainer. Ann will be presented with her diploma by her father, David Trainer. Anna Olivia Del Bracco. Anna will be presented with her diploma by her grandfather, Maurice Beauvert. Christina Altamari. Jacob Amahian. Joelle Anter. Jackson T. Artery. Yuki Jennifer Asada. Emily Elizabeth Bear. Ryan Amber Baker. Catherine Ballas. Benjamin Patton Bailey. Elizabeth Rose Below. Erin Casey Blake. Mackenzie Blostrom. Elise Bojanowski. Celeste Bouchard. Cassandra Brayren. Lily Breen. Susan Claire Buck. Stephanie Burrows. Alyssa Kalikia. Jody Ann Campbell. Alexandria Teresa Carcady. Alexis Carter. Audrey Catherine Casey. Erica Marie Chavone. Samantha Elizabeth Clark. Timothy Coffey. Harry Collins. Helen Marfield Caldwell. Kathleen Elizabeth Conley. Samuel Corman Penzel. Elizabeth Kosha. Laura Coe Haskell. Ashley Cronin. Daphne Nicole Cruz Baez. Rebecca Crystal. Laura Davidi. Catherine Deacon. Kathleen DePauli. Nicole DeSantis. Natalie Moore Dickinson. Morgan Dietz. Andrew DeMarzo. Anna Donahue. Davis Downey. Kate Dumanian. Cindy Dutra. Matthew Eckhart. Yael Rose El Haddad. Christina Olivia DeMello Erickson. Katie Allison Evans. Marcela Familiar Bolaños. Maria Loretta Fantozzi. Sarah Elizabeth Fay. Mayrav Feynman. Delaney Fear. Alexandra Fisk. Leticia Adriana Flores. Nina Elise Fouché. David Michael Gabriel. Jessica Gagnon. Alexandra Marie Galuska. McKenna Garner. Alexandra Kiabet Garza. Vanessa Marie Jamakis. Barbara Camille Gimbel. Leah Gina Goldenberg. Philip Gomez. Morgan Grady. Samuel Robert Gray. Natalie Greenhall. Eleanor Greenler. Zoe Gruske. Lena Sachiko Haas. Cam Allen Hall. Alexandra Hartnett. Adelina Harvey. Emma Henriksen. Dina Hernandez. Melina Haru. Bailey Hightower Greenbaum. Katarina Hill. Brendan Hollingsworth. Brian Thomas Houlihan. Elizabeth Howard. Hannah Hulteen. Aliza Wells Honeywell. Reagan Madden Jameson. Joha Mateo Jerez Van Austin. Marissa Cynthia Souza Johnson. Adeline Giusti. Anna Rebecca Rose Concha. Jeffrey Caneb. Alice Anderson Kenny. Margaret Kenny. Laurie Caitlin Keswick. Youngbae Kim. Evelyn King. Ellen Stewart Kittle. Rachel Jacqueline Klingenstein. Rebecca Kremens. Skylar Alyssa Ladd. May Lamb. Catherine Lammy. Charles Lane. Lucy Lang. Maeve Larkin. Sarah Laughlin. Natanya Labak. Jill Lonnie Lee. Manila Yalor Lee. Hannah Travis Leffelholtz. Natalie Christine Leon. Emily Caitlin Leonard. Mara Lester McSweeney. Ramy Sky Lutweiler. Rain Lavec. Parker Logue. Angela Lopez Luis. Peter Lopez. Sophia Lopez. Asta Mahajan. Andrea Parskivi Mahares. Madeline Ann Manders. Catherine Amanda Marcinsuk. Kelly Marie Martin. Sarah Massarelli. Miranda Mayu. Bridget McAdams. Charlotte Frances McCarthy. Abigail McCourt. Ryan McEnroe. Zaria McIntosh. Angelica Joanna Medina. Jordan Modig. Glynis Muldoon. Melissa Adonna Nash. Sarah Marjorie Nasser. Kathleen Nelson. Sloan Nelson. Ingo Yin Candice Ying. Melissa Norman. Heather Winifred O'Brien. Julianne Kelleher O'Connor. Jill O'Gara. Roisin O'Neill. Teresa Francis Orr. Holly Ortiz. Alana Unan. Unan. Hannah Neve Page. Srishti Suman Pont. Victoria Parks. Samantha Robin Pass. Dina Paulos. Lauren Padula. Maria Teresa Pestana. Zachary Philip Pierce. Elizabeth Plainert. Brianna Plaxton. Whitney Elise Polich. Margaret Paterba. Rebecca Potts. Ariana Marie Poulin. Sean Timothy Rasico Saladakis. Scott Ray. Megan Riley. Emma Grace Rinaldi. Jennifer Rivera. Megan Veronica Robbins. Carlos Romer. Cassandra Romkey. Evan Rosenberg. Marion Carter Roundtree. Victoria Lindsay Rossi. Lauren Rushton. Alyssa Rutkowski. Sifi Sajen. Joan Sanders. Nancy Sandoval. Gail Hansen Schumacher. Sophie Skolnick Brower. Mark Selfa. Jessica J. Shalvoy. Brittany Shane. Olivia Bird Shea. Julia Sheehan. Leah Sherman Collins. Donovan Shipley. Harrison Schulman. Alexandria Melina Simpson. Margot Hunter Singer. Rebecca Spellman. Lily Aliza Spitzen. Josephine Saint Hilaire. Audrey Jane Stein. Ricardo Diego Suarez Roja. Amy Sushan Sung. Alana Telly. Tayden Tannenbaum. Sophia Thayer. Rachel Hannah Thompson. Sarah Priori Thurlow. Richard Daniel Torres Jr. Hannah Traister. Win Trong. Camila Angela Tucci. Abigail Usherwood. Maria Valencia. Katie Michaela Walters. Vanessa Claire Warshaw. Lara Madeline Weaver. Julie Welch. Anna Catherine Weimer. Caitlin Jane West. Jessica Lynn Westenberg. Phoebe Wong. Sarah Wu. Catherine Yang. Jacob Joseph Yarvis. Jesse Zell. And Emma Zing.
To end our celebration, Alejandro Aleo Mendez of the Society of Jesus will give our benediction.
We're almost there. So I invite the graduates to remain seated. Everybody else, family, friends, faculty, please stand. Raise your right hand if you wish, and let us pray for these graduates as they move forward. Que Dios les bendiga y les sostenga en este día de su graduación. Que el creador de este vasto universo les mantenga a salvo mientras salen de este lugar que ha alimentado su mente y su espíritu. Que el Todopoderoso les mire y les dé éxito en todos sus esfuerzos, valor en todas sus luchas y desafíos, comprensión en todo lo que es nuevo para ustedes, sabiduría para elegir lo que es correcto y hacer lo que es bueno, perseverancia en todo lo que emprendan, serenidad y paz en el saber que no están solos y solas y que son amados profundamente. Que el Dios de todo bien les bendiga hoy y siempre. May the creator of this vast universe keep you safe as you go forth from this place that has nourished your mind and your spirit. May the Almighty look down upon you and give you success in all your endeavors, courage in all your struggles and challenges, understanding in all that is new to you, wisdom to choose what is right and do what is good, perseverance in all you undertake, serenity and peace in the knowledge that you are not alone and that you are deeply loved. May the God of all bless you this day and forever. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
This concludes our ceremony. I invite the guests and the graduates to join me in congratulating the class of 2022.